I guess first off, your first playoff game, what was that experience like? Was it everything you dreamed it would be and more? Or?
And more, 100%. Fans were amazing. Atmosphere was crazy. I think it took us a little bit to settle in, and that's just, first game, maybe nerves, just anxious. Everybody was just ready to play. But as we settled in, that second half, they went on the run in the third quarter. But as we got stops and got out in transition and really settled into our game, that's when we started pulling away.
You mentioned the nerves to start. Now that you guys have one of these games under your belt, do you feel like game 2 will be a little more even keel to start, or what are your expectations?
Yeah, I think so. I think us watching film too, and us just learning and making adjustments onto little things. We went over it all week, and then you get into the game and it's just a totally different animal. So for us to watch the film and for us to adjust, and it's going to be big for us, truthfully.
Devin, this is Carolina with Perfect. Tonight, the crowd was pretty energetic, but also Coach Pop, Tim Duncan, Manu, David Robinson, George Gervin, seeing those type of Spurs legends show up here tonight to support you guys, and then most of them were wearing the playoff shirts. What does that mean to you guys as a team that they're here to support you all?
It's a big family thing here. I feel like that's the biggest thing. It's all about family, and they're here all the time, and for them to have that type of support, it's just huge for us. The crowd was into it. Having them here was great, but like I said, we're locked in. I'm so ready for game 2. We can clean up some stuff, and I think we'll be a whole lot better game 2.
Considering it was your playoff debut, that stretch in the third quarter, you had 8 straight points, 2 blocks. Is that one of the most memorable of your career, that stretch?
Yeah, for sure. Just not giving up. I think Drew Holiday was going to get like a wide open layup, and Clinton had a wide open layup. That's what we talked about, just not giving up on the play. Every possession matters, whether it's the first possession in the first quarter or the last possession in the fourth quarter. Play to the whistle, and who knows? Those blocks could get us going. Steph and Fox and Vic are always finding me in transition, and so I just got to be confident and let it go.
Just overall defensively, you guys held them to 28 or less each quarter. Just that effort defensively.
Yeah, that's big time. That's big time. I didn't know that. And like I said, we could be a whole lot better. So interested to see our adjustments and what we do for game 2.
Dev, speaking of that run in the third quarter, you guys went from up 2 to up 11 when you hit that 3, surrounded by Fiesta colors. You get to celebrate with Keldon. Talk me through that moment, man.
Oh man, that's my brother, man, and we've dreamed of times like this, literally, like talked about it. We went through a lot, past couple of years, and for us to be in this and to be engulfed into it is amazing. So I would not rather celebrate this with anybody else, honestly. KJ's my dog, and each game is going to be different. Today obviously Vic is Vic, and he had a tremendous game, and each game is going to be different. It could be Drew's night, it could be Steph's night, it could be Fox night. Everybody just got to be ready to go.
A moment like that, with KJ, I think it was Steph and Dylan were saying earlier this week that it kind of feels like y'all are a big AAU team. Just the kind of fun you're having, the way you're meshing and gelling. How beneficial is it for a group like this trying to make a run to be so connected? And what have you noticed about that dynamic?
Everybody has each other's back. So if you mess up on defense, it feels like everybody has your back. If you mess up, somebody's there, then somebody's Xing out, somebody's doing this, somebody's doing that. It makes it easier to communicate in the game. All of us are all like brothers off the court, so it makes it so much easier to play on the court.
What did you guys, obviously Steph started on Denny. You got a lot of that, and especially into the second half. Were you always going to be the second man up, or how did y'all approach defending Denny in general?
Just sending multiple bodies, different bodies. Steph got in foul trouble too, so he's obviously a good player, and we got to sit here and try and tire him out. So the more fresh bodies we can get, the more we could pick him up, the more we could just be physical with them. That's what we're going to keep doing.
How long did it take you, Deb, to settle in? With everything going on, how long was it before, okay, here we are, we're off and running, and here we go?
I'll probably say after like our first timeout in the first quarter, I think it took everybody a minute to kind of settle in. I'll say that even the second half, it took a minute. They went on a run, but it's basketball. It's a game of runs. So if we can withstand a run, get some stops, and start getting some good looks, we'll be all right.
Devin, at the beginning of the season, I asked you what you wanted this season to be, and you said bringing back the Spurs winning culture. What was the message you gave before stepping even on the court?
Have fun. Look, we're here for a reason. We all know what we can do. Just have fun and embrace it, and I think that's what we did today.
We heard from Devin Vassell there that it is a family affair in San Antonio. The alumni in the stands, what we saw on the floor. Antonio, you're part of that family. What can you share with us about what this moment and what this playoff run in theory could mean for the Spurs and their culture?
I tell you, San Antonio's home for me. So to see the excitement back in this city, where you turn the clock back to 2014, 2000, all those championship teams, to see Tim Duncan at the game and David Robinson at the game and George Gervin at the game. And, the other day seeing Greg Popovich at practice, and it truly is a family affair here in San Antonio. And, obviously to have that guy, number one, to lead the charge now, like there's a reason that everybody is as excited as they are to bring the championship ways back here to San Antonio and back to the Spurs organization.
Well, they're one of the game's great organizations for a reason. Tonight, perhaps the start of something else special in San Antonio. You mentioned Victor Wembanyama. When we come back, we will hear from Vic at the podium. Thanks for being here with us on NBA TV. It's the association. Antonio Daniels, Lauren Rosen. We will be right back. See you in a second.
Sean Heiken, Rose Garden Park. Tiago, overall, how do you feel like you guys played in your first playoff game?
Well, the Spurs put you in tough positions. Against them, you got to shoot the ball well from three. We didn't have, 10 for 38, 26%. So you got to shoot the ball better. The possession games, I think they did a good job rebounding the ball. We couldn't get offensive rebounds as we do usually. We took care of the ball, only 10 turnovers. But overall, I think we play hard. We're going to watch film, see what we can do better, and our schemes and defense and offense, see what we can do better.
Tiago, Joe Freeman from the Oregonian. How would you describe your approach to defending Wembanyama, and how did you think you guys did at defending him?
So we put different guys on him. We started with Tumani. Jeremy has him a little bit when we went small, and our bigs also. He shot, he had an amazing game, of course, 35 points, 5 for 6 from 3. It's really hard to take him out of the paint. I think we did a good job for the most part, taking him out of the paint. Of course, he rolled a couple of times with a small on him, and that's a bucket. But those 5 threes really hurt us.
Tiago, Bill Oram with the Oregonian. Turn the mic on, Joe. You come into the series, and there's so much attention on Wemby and how you take him out of the game, but it seemed like you guys really struggled in the minutes he was also on the bench to take advantage of that. What about those lineups gave you trouble, and how will you go to bed thinking about those minutes tonight?
Yeah, I thought we couldn't make money out of those minutes. You're right. I think Cornette did a good job defending and grabbing offense rebounds. I think we gotta be better in those minutes for sure.
Tiago, what do you think of how Scoot played tonight?
I think he was great. He was taking advantage a little bit of the drop there, shooting those middies. He was effective. Overall, a good performance by Scoot.
Tiago, we were all curious about how a young team would respond to its first playoff test. Do you think that had anything to do, just the lack of experience? And
it's hard to say. I think they play hard. They try to follow the game plan. We made some mistakes, of course. It's the first time we play against, Wemby this season. I think there's a lot of things to learn from him because he changes the game so much. You gotta go back, watch film, tomorrow practice, and go from there.
What was your message to the team after the game?
Basically that. They play hard, they fought, wasn't our best night. But, this is a series, and we gotta learn from this, adjust, and go fight again.
On that point about it being a series, this is potentially a 7-game series. How do you not let your guys beat themselves twice, or not let the Spurs beat you twice with this game?
Well, I don't think you gotta go game by game, and if they beat you twice, that's it. You go next one. That's always like a next one going on. Till you're not done, you're not done. So you gotta be ready for that. Mentally, physically, be ready for those games.
Tiago, Danny leads the league this season in drives. Wemby leads the league in blocks. How did you see this clash today with Danny adjusting to Wemby playing against him?
Yeah, I thought we tried to do some stuff against him. Of course, he's elite, and they do a good job leaving Wemby under the rim. Like I said, it's not an easy thing to do. One of the best defense in the NBA when Wemby's on the court. So not an easy task, but Danny, I think, always finds a way to score. He shot some middies, shot the three, and go from there. Thank you. One more?
I was just going to ask. If what that response you got from the crowd when they introduced you pregame felt like.
Yeah, I think people here have great memories of that team 2014, and I think it's it's good. It's good to hear that and be recognized. Thank you.